Imagine a country so quiet on the world stage, its silence is almost deafening. Eritrea rarely makes international headlines, and when it does, the stories are often shrouded in mystery and speculation. For many, it's a place that exists only as a name on a map, a distant land with an enigmatic reputation. This is Eritrea, tucked away in the Horn of Africa, bordering the Red Sea. Its strategic location has shaped its history, connecting Africa to the Middle East and beyond. Yet it remains largely hidden from the world's gaze. Its name is a blank space for many, a land of stark beauty and mystery, deliberately turned away from the outside world. Rugged mountains, sweeping deserts, and a coastline that stretches for miles, Eritrea's landscapes are as dramatic as its story. Eritrea is one of the most challenging places for outsiders to explore, its secrets closely guarded. Borders are tightly controlled and access is limited, making it one of the least visited countries on Earth. The stories that emerge are fragmented, painting a picture of a society under immense control. Information is scarce, and the government's grip on daily life is ever-present, shaping what people can say, do, and even dream. Yet behind this secrecy, millions of people live with hopes and dreams, shaped by a unique history and tough realities. Families gather, children play in the streets, and communities find ways to celebrate life, even in the face of hardship. Understanding Eritrea means accepting more questions than answers and looking beyond headlines. It requires patience, empathy, and a willingness to listen to the voices that are rarely heard. Eritrea's journey from celebrated independence in 1993 to deep isolation is a powerful, often heartbreaking tale. The hope and pride of a new nation have given way to decades of struggle, resilience, and survival. It's a story about the price of freedom and the heavy weight of control. The dreams of liberation have collided with the realities of authoritarian rule, leaving a nation caught between past glory and present challenges. In this essay, we'll explore why Eritrea is so isolated, what daily life is like, and how its people endure. We'll look at the forces that have shaped this nation, and the resilience that keeps its spirit alive. This is not just a story about politics, it's a story about people, their struggles, their joys, and their unbreakable will to persevere. Eritrea is often called the North Korea of Africa, a phrase that immediately conjures images of secrecy, isolation, and a government that keeps a tight grip on its people. This label speaks to Eritrea's extreme government control and the country's near total isolation from the rest of the world, both politically and socially. Since gaining independence in 1993, President Isaias Afwerki has ruled Eritrea without holding a single national election. The state controls nearly every aspect of daily life, from politics to the economy and even personal freedoms. There's no free press, all media is state-owned, and internet access is not only slow and expensive, but also heavily restricted and closely monitored by authorities. Independent journalism is virtually non-existent. For most Eritreans, the outside world is a filtered, distant reality. News from abroad is rare, and what does reach the public is carefully selected by the government. Travel abroad requires a hard-to-get exit visa, trapping many inside the country. Families are often separated for years, and leaving without permission can mean harsh punishment. The government's grip on movement and information creates a society where questioning authority is dangerous, and even private conversations can feel risky. While the North Korea comparison helps explain the political climate, it risks erasing Eritrea's unique culture, vibrant traditions, and rich history that set it apart from any other nation. Eritrea's path is its own, shaped by a long and difficult struggle for independence, a deep sense of resilience, and fierce national pride that continues to inspire its people. The label is useful for outsiders, but it shouldn't obscure the real lives, daily joys, and personal stories of Eritreans who navigate these challenges every day. Eritreans are more than their government. Each person carries their own traditions, dreams, and a deep love for their homeland, making Eritrea a place of hope and humanity despite its hardships. Visiting Eritrea is a challenge from the start. The visa process is slow, opaque, and unpredictable. Even with a visa, foreigners are mostly confined to the capital, Asmara, and need special permits to travel elsewhere. Spontaneous exploration is impossible. Every move is monitored. On the ground, you feel the tension. People are cautious, photography is risky, and surveillance is ever present. The experience demands patience and respect for unspoken rules. Yet the difficulty of entry makes every interaction more meaningful. Eritreans you meet are warm and dignified, even in controlled settings. Traveling here isn't a holiday, it's an education in resilience and adaptation. The journey forces you to slow down, observe, and appreciate the small moments. Eritrea operates on its own principles, and visiting will change how you see the world. It's a rare, profound experience, one that lingers long after you leave. Amid Eritrea's political realities lies Asmara, a city frozen in time. Built by Italian architects in the 1930s, Asmara is a showcase of modernist architecture, buildings shaped like airplanes, Art Deco cinemas, and futuristic petrol stations. Decades of isolation have preserved its unique cityscape, earning it UNESCO World Heritage status in 2017. Walking its palm-lined boulevards, you feel echoes of a colonial past and a slower, gentler pace of life. Old Fiats still cruise the streets, and cafes serve macchiatos in a blend of Tigrinya and Italian. The city's beauty stands in stark contrast to the hardships faced by its people. Asmara is a living museum, a paradox of elegance within repression. Its architecture tells two stories, one of bold vision, another of present-day struggle. This tension makes Asmara both haunting and unforgettable. Daily life in Eritrea is defined by hardship, especially the system of mandatory national service. Every young person is conscripted after school, officially for 18 months but often for years or decades. Human rights groups call it forced labor, robbing youth of their futures and choices. The economy is stagnant, the currency non-convertible, and basic goods are scarce. Eritreans are cut off from the global marketplace, with little opportunity for private enterprise. Freedom of expression is non-existent. Dissent is punished with arrest and detention. People live in constant caution, their true feelings hidden beneath the surface. Many risk dangerous journeys to escape, seeking freedom and opportunity abroad. Their story is one of survival, not choice. Understanding these realities is key to empathy for Eritrea's people. In June 2025, the US imposed a full travel ban on Eritrean nationals, cutting off most forms of travel: tourism, study, work, and family visits. The ban, justified on national security grounds, devastated Eritrean families, especially in the diaspora. Dreams of reunification vanished overnight, students lost opportunities, and families were separated by new walls. The policy deepened the pain of an already divided community, compounding their sense of isolation. Experts warn such bans are counterproductive, alienating populations and reinforcing authoritarian narratives. The ban offers few exceptions, leaving most Eritreans with little hope. It's a stark reminder of how international politics can have deeply personal consequences. For Eritreans, the travel ban is not just a headline, it's a painful, daily reality. It has made their world even smaller and their future more uncertain. The sense of being forgotten by the world has only grown. To truly understand Eritrea, you must listen to its stories, tales woven from sacrifice, endurance, and the deep scars of division. These are not just stories of a nation but of individuals whose lives have been shaped by decades of conflict and hope. One father spent over 20 years in national service, seeing his children only on rare, fleeting visits, a reality that echoes in countless Eritrean homes. For many, the uniform is a symbol of both pride and loss, a reminder of years spent apart from loved ones. In the diaspora, a young woman in London remembers her perilous escape, haunted by the guilt of leaving family behind. She carries the weight of separation every day, her memories a bridge between two worlds, one of safety, the other of longing and unresolved pain. These stories reveal a people deeply divided. Some remain fiercely loyal to the government, believing in its vision, while others are critical, desperate for change, and willing to risk everything for a different future. National service is seen by some as a necessary sacrifice for the country's survival, a rite of passage. For others, it is a form of oppression, a system that steals youth and dreams, fueling anger and protest both at home and abroad. Family divisions run deep. A brother in America calls the government a dictatorship, while his sister in Asmara sees him as a traitor to their homeland. Across continents, siblings argue, unable to bridge the gap between their realities. Phone calls are tense, filled with unspoken words and political landmines. Every conversation is a careful dance, where silence often says more than words ever could. These divisions are among the most painful consequences of Eritrea's situation. Empty chairs at dinner tables, families separated by borders and beliefs, and the ache of missing loved ones. Personal stories build empathy, reminding us of the human cost behind the headlines. Each face, each voice is a testament to resilience and the longing for connection. Eritrea's people endure, holding on to hope and dignity, even as politics and history threaten to tear families apart. Their strength is a quiet defiance, a promise that their stories will not be forgotten. Beyond politics, Eritrea's story is about our shared humanity. Ordinary people want safety, opportunity, and dignity, universal desires that connect us all. Empathy begins when we look past labels and try to understand the history and realities shaping Eritrea. The country's suspicion of outsiders was forged in a long-ignored war for independence. Connecting with Eritrea means approaching with curiosity, not condemnation. It's about seeing the resilience of mothers, the ambition of youth, and the dignity of elders. These human stories transcend politics and build bridges of understanding. The isolation of one nation affects us all. Caring is an act of global citizenship. By learning about Eritrea, we take a step toward a more compassionate world. Eritrea's story is quiet but vital, a reminder of how quickly freedom can be lost. Its journey from independence to isolation is a tragedy for anyone who values human rights. We must pay attention to these forgotten places, where the most important lessons about power and resilience are found. Don't look away. Seek out Eritrean stories, listen to its diaspora, and witness Asmara's beauty. By doing so, you honor millions whose reality is so different from your own. Eritreans deserve a future free from indefinite service and fear, where families are united and voices heard. Hope is powerful, and we must hold on to it for them. Every country is more than its government, every person more than their passport. By caring and connecting, we affirm our shared humanity and remind Eritreans they are not forgotten. Let Eritrea's story spark your curiosity and compassion.